I am fine. Three words carrying the simplest meaning, yet a complex backstory. Now, most of us know this, but today we will try to figure out why you and me need to know and understand this backstory. Hello, guys. My name is Kunal, and you're listening to the podcast, The Voice Within. Welcome to the show. Now, before starting this podcast, I put up a story on my Instagram page and I asked few of the listeners, what do they understand when someone says I am fine and you know they are not. And all of them replied in a similar manner that all of them knew that there is more than just I am fine, and they knew that there's something more going on with that person than what they are just saying. But yet, the reaction to this is similar as well. Whenever we listen to those words, I'm fine, most of the times, I'm not saying every time, most of the time we just tend to walk away. And I'm going to share a similar story in my life. It happened 1.5 years ago when I was taking a walk in a park. Now, before I get to that, the following message is for the new listeners or the new viewers is that if you guys are listening to this podcast, I request you all to visit my Instagram page or the Facebook page. In the Instagram page, in the bio, you'll find a link. With the help of the link, you can stream on various platforms so that you don't have to keep your screen on to listen to me. Alright, so let's get back to the topic. This is something that I want to share with you guys, the experience that I had a year and a half ago. I was taking a walk in a park. The park was huge and I was waiting for my friend to join me. The path led to a jungle, and technically the park was sort of a huge jungle. Just the paths were laid out in the jungle in a well-fashioned manner. And as I was taking this path, I was just so happy about the day. It was a beautiful day. The sunlight was perfect. The temperature was perfect. The wind was soft. And I don't know, I just felt happy overall taking a walk. And as I reached to the farthest corner of this park, I saw a few benches under a huge tree. And on that bench, I saw a lady. She was quite old. She was of my granny's age. And the path led me directly towards those benches. And as I approached her, I saw that she was crying. And the humanity inside of me was evoked. I paused and I started walking towards her. And I asked her that, hey granny, is everything okay? Can I help you with something? And she said, she looked at me and she said, no, it's okay, I'm fine. And I knew something wasn't right, something was going on with her, because obviously when a woman that old is crying, there's something majorly wrong. So, but still, I just did what most of us would do. I just gave her a warm smile and I started walking the path again. But this time my voice screamed inside of me and it told me that this is not the right way to deal with this, that I need to do something, I need to act. So I just stopped and I turned around and I started walking back towards her. I went and sat few meters away from her and I took out my water bottle from my backpack and I offered her some water. She was startled to look at me because I had just asked and walked away, and now I'm back again sitting beside her, but yet she took the water bottle and took few sips of it. And then I again genuinely, now this time I really meant it, and I asked her that I told her that I'm not from here and I won't tell anybody anything, and she can totally talk to me, because I told her that she looks like my grandma and I would never let my grandma cry. That brought smile on her face, though she was still teared up and the tears rolling down her cheeks. She gave this beautiful smile and then she cupped my face in her arms. And I was just thrown back to this feeling. It gave me kind of a flashback when I was young and my grandma used to cup my face in her palms, and how her skin felt, her arms were so warm, and this feeling was same. I could feel the same sort of connection in that touch, and I couldn't deny the fact that I was in the moment lost, that I couldn't really make the sense of reality and the past. And somehow the lady who was totally stranger to me a few moments before now seemed so much close, like I could connect with her. And now this time I wasn't gonna let go anyway, so I just asked her that please, now I need to know what's going on. You can trust me, because my grandma would. Then the smile on her face faded away. She removed her hands and she started crying again, but this time she started speaking. And she said that when I was of your age, I was beautiful, and I had this youth by my side, and I had all the energy. I was sincere. I used to work for my family. I used to take care of my brothers. I gave everything. I gave all my childhood to my family, and I enjoyed doing it because I loved them so much. I really felt nice. I felt liberated when they gave a smile to the food I cooked, or they gave a smile towards a gesture that I had towards my parents. And she said I really enjoyed doing that. And I grew up doing the same things over and over again. I started worrying about my brother's education. I started working on my parents' health. And as the time moved on, I grew up, I got married, and now I moved to my husband's house. I had children, and then I spent most of my time with my husband, trying to be a better partner, with my kids, trying to be a good mother. I spend so much time in their development, in putting manners, in putting right amount of pressure onto them so that they don't leave their path. And I was so focused in their development and in the relationship I had with my husband, and I was so much invested in all that it felt so beautiful. I felt of use. They respected me. But as I grew older, now my sons don't ask me. They don't care about my opinion, and so doesn't my husband. And I feel so alone. I don't know what to do, because now when I look back, I have no world of my own. They all have their own world they can go to. But now I don't have the world of my own. I don't know where I can run to when I face such loneliness. And when I look back, I just wonder that what did I do for myself? In all these years, I just worked hard for these people. I worked so much so that they could improve, they could get all the love that they needed. But what about me? And she said she's not denying that people did special things for her. They made her feel special. But today, when all is said and done, today she feels so lonely. Not because she doesn't have people who love her, but now she doesn't know where she can spend time with herself. She doesn't know herself anymore. She doesn't understand what to do when she's left with such a situation. And she said, I never gave myself time. I never invested in I did not nurture my dreams. I did not invest in my likes. And she said, I never invested the time that was needed so that I could create a world of myself. And in that thought, I sat there as a person who was gonna help her, but I was lost in the thought myself, and I wondered that we youngsters, we all these millennials, we do invest so less time with ourselves. The whatever free time we get, we invest in looking at people doing or following their dreams. We spend into movies. We spend so much time in doing all the stuff that is so not related to giving ourselves time, and this is in quotes. So I did not know what to say, because she was so right. And there's nothing you can do. There's Time is the only thing, I think, that you cannot really buy back. You cannot do anything about it once it's past. And I did not know what to say. And she realized that, she on my face, when I had this big huge question mark on my face on what's really happening, because the reality hit me hard as well. So she said it's okay that, she smiled, and she said that it was really kind of me to that I really tried talking to her. But I was determined to somehow help her. So I just thought to myself that fine, like, she lost so much of time with all those people. She spent it after those people, and now she feels all alone. So what can she do? Like, is it too late to start nurturing what she likes? Maybe not. So I just asked her that what is the thing that she loves the most today. Then she said it's her grandchildren, because whenever they are around, bouncing around her, all chirping and stuff, she really enjoys it, and she feels like home. In her love, in their innocent love, she feels home. Then I told her that she already has a reason, but I want her that her grandchildren are people again, and I want her to not invest herself so much that her happiness is tied up with theirs. I just told her that if she enjoys their company, she should truly enjoy it for herself. She should take time, she should take them on walks. She should really spend time with them so that she can heal herself. And she agreed to that. And I just got up. Somehow I felt good, all that accomplishment that you have. But still, this thought troubled me that there's a lot that I did. There is a lot of time that I wasted on in all the social media and stuff, and not really working on what I really love. But it's fine. Looking at her age and mine, I knew that I still have a lot of time to correct the mistakes that I've made in my past. So now most of you will ask that how is it related for the today's topic, I am fine. So guys, whenever you see, let's take an example that you're walking down a lane and you find some person like this. And when you go towards that person and you ask that person if everything is okay, most of the times they're gonna reply it is fine, like they are fine. But you know what, that's because they think you're just doing it out of humanity, and you don't really have the time to invest listening to their problem or helping them out. But if you truly think about it, if you truly show a kind gesture, let's say you find a kid crying on the road, if you buy him or her a chocolate, if you give them water to drink, you act as if you care, as if you really mean to help them, they will reply. And you know what? You will say that maybe all the people working today, all the students, all the working class people in the world, they don't have time to invest into people's problem. But you know what? It's not just for them. Now imagine if I would have never met this person, I would have never met this granny. I would have never knew that, oh my god, I could be her in years to follow. And talking to her really saved me from that. It really enlightened something inside me, so that next time when I waste my time on something that is not really helping anything but just passing my time, I'm just gonna stop doing that. I'm gonna invest in myself, a minute or two if it may be, but I'll invest whatever time I can every day in myself. So I learned something from her and I benefited from her problem. Now it's not cruel, it's part of life. When somebody commits mistake, when you commit mistake, you learn from it yourself. You tell it to people and people learn from it as well. So this is the cycle that goes on, and I think helping people on the roads, in your offices, in your schools, in your colleges, is gonna act out in a very better way, in a very beautiful way for you as well. Because when you try to solve someone else's problem, you try to realize what they're going through, you try to feel for them, and that makes you realize that somehow, somewhere in your life, you are connected to the problem as well, and giving them a solution also acts as a solution for you. So guys, think over this again, because next time you see some person saying I am fine, I think you should invest more than just a warm smile and a kind gesture. You should really try to help that person, because helping that person is more or less helping you, because that person may be listening to you just for 2 to 3 minutes, and you spending your 2 to 3 minutes to help that person can go a long way. That person can use those 2 to 3 minutes to really get through his or her life, his or her day, or his or her year. And that's special, that makes you beautiful, that helps you in your karma. And I cannot even imagine at what amount that granny changed my entire perspective about my time. And I think I'm gonna help many such people, whoever I find on my path of life as well, because somehow I think their mistakes or their problems are our problems as well in some part in our life, and we can correct them, we can brace ourselves from those problems, from those impacts, by just listening to these people. So that's all for the episode for today, guys. And if you really like this, if you have anything to say at all, if you think that something I missed or something that I could have added, just let me know in the comment section below. If you like this podcast, I would be really happy if I see you on my Instagram, on Facebook, or other platforms. Just whichever platform you select, go ahead and like it, subscribe, share, and get in touch with me. I'm always open to questions, I'm always open to problems. So if you have anything to share, just come up, type into the link. I have a Google form link to my Instagram bio. You can go there, click on that form and fill in those details, so that I can reach out to you faster, I can understand your problem faster, and maybe the next video that I make or the next podcast that I make is gonna be on that particular problem. So guys, thank you for listening, and I hope I could bring a new perspective to the table today. That's all for today. Thank you so much. Goodbye.